Crypto moves in seconds. Miss the pump, lose forever. BitProfits never sleeps.
With thousands of members winning daily.
While you hesitate, we profit. Join the elite now.
Welcome to BitProfits. We are a crypto trading community. Today, we're going to be talking about trading trends and breaker structures and when you should adjust your strategy to the market and the market sentiment. So we can just start by looking at Bitcoin. Here, I think I have already had this level marked previously. Let me jump into the 1 hour. We can see it a little bit better. But here we see there, and this was a few days ago. This was yesterday, actually. Or no, a couple days ago. Today's Wednesday. We saw that this was a clear uptrend from this level to this level. We see there from swing low. We see that there is a clear uptrend. We have higher highs and higher lows is what makes an uptrend, correct? So clear uptrend. Now, if you're trading this trend and all of a sudden we start to see, we start to see signs of a reversal. It started here. Why was this? Let me close some of this stuff out. Why was this candle, this red candle, this doji candle here? Why was this a reversal candle? This was our first sign of weakening momentum. Why is that? What are the features of a doji candle? When I tell you I'm a price action trader, I don't even know. I like to turn all my indicators off. But why was this a reversal candle?
You squeeze all the buyers out the way.
Exactly. The first thing that we'll notice, and this is why I start by price, I start by marking my levels, right? We see that these were clear. This was resistance here, but this was a very strong resistance level, right? This was a very strong, this top line was a very strong resistance level. Why is that? How do we know that? Look at how many times, 1, 2, we can even count this as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times previously it got to this level and we could not pass this level with volume. We could not break and hold. That's what we're looking for a continuation in trend. We're looking for a break and hold, okay? So this was our first sign like, okay, something's not right here. We wicked up volume, everything's good, everything's all good. But in this 1 hour, in a 1 hour time frame, it went up, but we didn't have enough buying pressure. We had a lot of selling pressure pushing it back down. We didn't have enough buying pressure to break and hold above the resistance level. That's how we know, like, okay, it's trouble in paradise on this candle. Okay. Then we went for it again. We did break and we wicked up. And this is always a trouble. And this is a reversal candle as well. Why is this a reversal candle? I mean, first of all, we have a top wick and a bottom wick. So there was some indecision on this candle, on this green candle. We did break and hold above this level, but it didn't fail the retest, which is not good. We want to see it break and hold and have a successful retest. A successful retest would have been it retested this level and kept going. So this was this was signs of indecision here. And look at the volume on these candles. It was a lot of volume. Pretty much tells us that buyers and sellers are trading, right? There's a lot of activity going on in these candles. And we could not keep up the bullish momentum. We could not hold the uptrend. Okay. So because we could not hold the uptrend and because we could not successfully hold above resistance and have a successful retest, now you start to see intense selling pressure. But we still, let's say if we got in this trade here, if we caught this, maybe this was like a 30 RSI play, we got in low and we're riding. And if we have not locked in any profits, here should have been your first TP, right? But let's just say we got a little greedy. We're trying to make it to TP2, right? How do we know that we should now be locking in profits? How do we know that we should be locking in those profits?
For that buy, because I mean, you're kind of running out of greenery, you know. You see it keep squeezing. It's slowly creeping up top, but it's not really moving. So I mean, it's just safer to go ahead and just cut ties on that buy range and get ready for that sell.
Yeah. So on the 4 hour, I always say, I don't know if you guys do it different for like Forex and gold and stuff like that. In
Hmm.
crypto, we mark our levels, and find our trends and our bias on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So that's why I always start like top down. I'll start with Bitcoin and we look at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. We execute, if you're day trading, we execute on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Okay.
Hmm.
So we find our bias and we plot our trends and our support and resistance on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and then
Hmm.
we'll go down to the 5 minute and the 1 minute, the lower time frames to execute.
Okay.
On this uptrend, we know that we should be locking in our profits or selling on this candle right here. Why is
Yeah.
that? We break support, right? If we're in an uptrend, this we flip resistance into support. At some point,
Hmm.
this solid blue line was this was resistance.
Resistance. Yeah.
Here it was resistance here. It was resistance. I'm sure I could keep going and yeah, it was
Right
resistance here.
there.
It was resistance.
Hmm.
So when we flip that resistance into support, that's what we want. So and we retested it here. So we have support here. So when we go up and when we go up and we can no longer, there's no more buyer, there's no more support to keep pushing this price higher. As soon as we break through, we broke and hold through a key level. This is our first sign of like, okay, we really need to be getting
Yeah,
out.
we gotta get
Not only
broke.
did it break through the key level, but we also broke the trend line. We broke trend line support as well.
Hmm.
You see that? So not only did we break, because there were some times like, yeah, you might wick through it and all that, but we broke the key level and we broke trend. And that's when you start to see, okay, sell it, just selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure. Here
Yeah.
again, so that's the main thing I want to take away is like we'll plot trends, like okay, we're in the uptrend. We'll plot trends, and when you see that break of trend, it's called a break of structure. When you see it break that uptrend, that's when it's like, okay, my bias has changed. I'm no longer uptrend. I'm no longer in this longs. I'm going to be locking in profits or I'm going to change my bias and go short. Here, this is the candle. This is the definitive candle. Here's like warning signs. Like this is like the
Yeah.
yellow light. This is yellow light. This is red light. Like you need to stop that long position. You need to stop out. And I'm pretty sure if I put on my algo, I'm pretty sure it'll say the same thing.
Yeah. Looks like I'll go be legit with them
Yeah, you got
indicators.
Lux Algo. Yeah, Lux Algo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, one thing why I don't really use algos in my trading is because they're more like lagging indicators. Like
Yeah.
they give you like a trend confirmation pretty much. And
Hmm.
that's why I'm a price action trader because I'm the one that's got my money on the line. I'm the one that paid for the you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
here is where we should be selling. Here is where we should be locking in profits because we broke through the key level. We broke through a key level of support and we broke trend. And this is where we should be selling. Like I'm not gonna wait for it to get down here to be like, damn, give up all the gains. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. But that is but let's do some more. That was one. That was one. Um it works same for downtrend. Let me adjust this. Here was another one here.
What's a regular spread for trading Bitcoin? Because the account I got, it's like a $2,000 spread, I guess.
Got you. So the correct question would be is I think you would need to start with your whatever account you choose to get. So let's just say you get a breakout account, right? Let's do some math, right?
Hmm.
Because like I said, the average true range on crypto could be you can come in here to your heat map. It'll tell you like the days range or whatever. Can y'all
Okay.
still see my screen when I flip like that?
Yeah. Hmm.
But you can come like to the heat map and find let me go back. You can come out here, find things
Okay.
to
Cool.
find like okay you could be like oh this is running today or Chainlink is running today whatever is running and find just kind of come in here see okay what's Tron's okay it might be a tight range it could be a wide range whatever but like once you narrow down what you want to trade
Hmm.
now I would come to my account and say okay let me just do some basic math right on most of these accounts you're gonna have let me do two step. On most of these accounts, you're gonna have it always starts with your risk, right? We say risk reward, right? So
Yeah.
if I can only lose 5% in a day, I need to have defined risk, right?
Yeah.
Have
Hmm.
defined risk. So you might can't the regardless of it moves a little bit or a lot, like we still got to have our defined risk. So this move here was a This drop was from level to level about 3%. So if you got 3% times 5x leverage, that move alone could, stop you out.
Mm,
So I would say find your asset that you want to trade. Use a position size calculator. Yeah. You can come in, put your account size,
mm-hmm,
say 100K. It's telling you that you should be risking 1% per trade. So my risk is 1,000. So what does that mean exactly? Because I know a lot of people say, oh, risk 1%, risk 1%. So
mm-hmm,
what this means to me is that regardless of how much you trade, if you get a 100K account, right? If you come in here, you get a 100K account. Obviously you're probably not going to full port the account. That would make a lot of sense, right? So let's say
mm-hmm.
trade, I normally would trade 20 to 30% of my account at any time. So
Yeah.
20% of 100K, that might be one 20K trade. That could be two, that could be two 10K trades. That could be four 5K trades, right? It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just how we break it up. It depends on what you want to trade. So I could do 5K on Bitcoin, 5K on Solana, 5K on Ethereum, whatever. But nonetheless, it's going to be a total of 20% of my account, right? But with the risk, with us having defined risk, is that if at any point if at any point my P&L is down 1,000, I'm stopping out. I'm done for the day.
Mm.
That's essentially what that means to me. Does that make sense? Like
Oh, hell yeah.
I look at it like this, right? If I take this Bitcoin trade, like right now, I have Bitcoin, I have my support here. I see we had a big drop, we're consolidating, and I think my bias is that okay, we're probably gonna come up and bounce off of this level and go a little higher, right? If that's my bias, if for any reason I come in here, I take this trade, I put my stop loss a little bit below this level. If it breaks down, I was already wrong. Why do I need to lose 2,000, 3,000, even though they give me my max daily is 5%? Why do I need to lose 4,000 for me to be like, damn, you know what? I was wrong. That's that's what a lot of people would do. They'd be like, oh man, just be wrong small.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
wrong small. That's like what I play poker, right? Everybody know I play poker. I travel and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's like, bro, you go to these different cities, they don't know you, they don't know how you play. But you're not gonna win every hand. You're not gonna win every pot. It's impossible. You're gonna have aces and they're gonna lose. You're gonna have some crazy run out. People are gonna get lucky. It happens. When you lose small.
Mm.
That's how you win. That's literally it. Like everybody, when you get to a certain level, everybody plays the same cards the same way, etc. But the best poker players is like when you lose, you manage your risk. It's the same exact thing as trading. When you
Mm.
lose small. Live to fight another day. Live to see another hand. You can go on a run too. You can get on a hot streak too. Just when you lose small. So that's what we talk about having defined risk and using tools like this to come in here, define your risk and just tracking, tracking your trades. And do you use any do you journal at all?
Man, my system it does it for me.
Okay,
I
yeah.
try to, bro, but my ADHD, bro, I'll get started on it, and then
Yeah.
a few hours later, I'm like 50 trades in. So I
Facts,
just
facts.
I get too far out. I
Yeah.
gotta stop trading so much as well.
Yeah, especially if you're scalping, I get it. But definitely, I definitely encourage you for like at least try to do it for like a month, solid 30 days. And
Yeah.
and why I say that is because even with my own trading, I notice it's a lot of patterns. It might be certain assets, it may be certain days of the week that I'm trading. And journaling allows you to catch those and adjust, make in-game adjustments sooner rather than later
Mm-hmm.
certain assets. Like every time I would trade bonk, man, that shit would always go against me. And I'm like, what I'm doing? It follows the same structure as Bitcoin. Like, why is this joint? Every time I jump in this joint, I lose. But I have to then I go back and just kind of do some reflection. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a low liquidity pair. It's a meme coin. So
Mm.
there's a lot less volume on bonk than it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has all the money, all the liquidity is in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is going to respect its levels a lot more than a low liquidity pair like bonk. So it was like, okay, now I got to the point where if I trade it, I'll adjust my position sizing. Instead of me doing 30% of my account, maybe I just do 10%.
Mm-hmm.
I just won't trade it at all. So I make in-game adjustments because I noticed that pattern. I was able to catch it by journaling. If I wasn't journaling, I'd be like, man, it was just a bad day, blah, blah, blah. Like, nah, bro, you really need to journal. And that's why now I just trade like the same two or three assets. I just know how they trade. I know the ranges. I know what to expect. I know the levels. Like you come in here, you look at Bitcoin, you see I got every level. I got every. I know. I come in here.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of like, are we gonna bounce or are we gonna reject? Am I gonna put in my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit? I got every level charted on this joint. You know.
I'm testing it now, so I'm gonna buy Bitcoin and just kind of see how
Hmm.
it goes. See if it pushes up to
Yeah.
like that one
Yeah, 104.
107.
104 is the first level I'm really
Okay,
targeting.
good.
Now kind of going back to that breaker structure, here was another one. Let me plot this trend line here. We had this trend here. We had this trend.
Yep.
We go
Uh,
here. And then all of a sudden, what happened? We broke through this level with increasing volume, right? You see how the volume is going up. You see the volume
Yeah.
is going up. We broke through this level, clear break and hold, clear break and hold, and close underneath it. As soon as you see this, it's like, you know what? I'm locking in my profits. I'm going short. It's like I'm locking in my profit and I'm done for the day, or I'm changing my bias and I'm going short.
Yeah.
Anytime you see that, like we're in an uptrend, and now we break trend, that is a sign of, a reversal. That's a sign of, okay, the trend has changed. That party is over. It's time to go to the after party. Now I'm going straight short. So we'll see that a lot. The break of structure. So as we rise, let me do this one, this current one. I want to see it hold this trend line. I think we are going to go back to 104. I think it's probably going to bounce within its range.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it respect this trend.
Yeah, if it eat it up, then it's definitely gonna go push
Yeah.
through.
Because it's gonna go up, it's gonna come down, it's gonna go up, come down. It might come down, close a little bit below it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see increasing volume like this, breaking through key levels. I want to see it hold this trend line. So if it breaks this trend line, because
Yeah.
I can tell y'all, yeah, guys, it's going to 104, and it will go to 104. But if it gets to 103, 400, and it breaks down, closes underneath with the full body candle, it's like, all right, I'm closing out my position.
Yeah, going back to selling.
I'm closing out my position. And that's why I said, remember, we mark our levels and we plot our trends on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and we execute on the 5 minute. So that's another thing too. Is like I'm coming here and I'm taking my trades based on, okay, where we at on the RSI. Okay, we're kind of in that overbought territory. You can kind of anticipate as it approaches that key level, as it approaches resistance. You can kind of anticipate like, okay, we high on the RSI. The volume is tapering off. We have decrease in volume. You can almost anticipate the reversal coming. That's why
Yeah.
it kills me how people be like, oh, well, yeah, I thought you said it was going to go to 108, 108. But it's like, if you're watching it, you can clearly see. Let's go to some times where you can clearly see like times that it reverses. Like we're really in that overbought region. We're between 60 and 70 RSI. We start to see volume get low here. Like there's no more buyers pushing this price up. Now we start to see wicks, top wicks.
Mm-hmm.
We start to see less full body, like full body candles. As we get up into that overbought territory, it's not no more buyers pushing that price up.
Yep. Then
We
you got
see
that
increasing.
inside bar right there before it crosses over.
Now we see increasing volume down to the downside, and that's when it's like, all right, party's up. So yeah, that breaking structure is very that trend like coming in here, plotting your trend, plotting your key levels and trend lines, and those are very important. And then just kind of like anticipating, like all right, we at that resistance level. Are we gonna break it with volume or are we gonna reject from there? If we get there and like we high on the RSI and volume is starting to taper off, go ahead and lock in profits. Don't wait for it to retest these
Yeah.
104, 10, 1047. Don't wait for a retest of these levels. I'm going ahead and lock in profit here. I don't want to give no profits back if I can. I don't want to give no profits back.
That makes sense.
So that's trend lines, guys.